coffee.
Yes, sir. I hate to do this, to embarrass Paul this way, tell people about his family problems.
Oh, that's all right. Paul's a friend of mine. So's Helen. I'd like to help.
Thank you. To tell you the truth, I don't understand things like this. Helen, she never wants to go anywhere, see anyone, and she complains all the time. No one likes her, she says. A lovely girl like that. She was voted the most popular girl in her class once in high school, and all of a sudden she gets ideas nobody likes her.
Yeah, I know. I got a sample of that tonight.
Sure. I guess you did. I know how she can go on. Paul, he's trying everything. He got her a psychiatrist. As I understand it, she's a depression, a manic... I don't know these big words. All I know is my kid is in trouble.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Paul knows it better than me. Poor guy, he phoned my house tonight to see if she was there. He hopes you're not sore at him.
You said I'm not sore.
This isn't the first time she's done this. But tonight, after I heard from Paul and after I realized how bad things were, I decided something on my own. I know Paul's not going to like it. I've got to do it. I'm a father. I have to do it. The kids, they're with their grandma at our place tonight. I'm just scared that they'll wake up in the morning without any mother. Please. Please. Put the picture in the paper. I've seen it done before. A picture and a headline. This person is missing. If anyone should see her, please get in touch with the police.
Mr. Fredericks, we can't...
Galleys, Mr. Alexander.
Well, thanks. I didn't expect the composing room foreman to be running around with galleys like a copy boy.
Oh, our crew's down to the bone tonight, just like yours. New Year's Eve. Who needs it?
Please, put it in the paper.
You say Helen's threatened suicide before?
Yes.
Well, can't we take it for granted she's only threatening?
No. I talked to her this afternoon. I've never seen her as bad as this. That's what scares me. Her doctor says that any one of these times she could really do it.
Have you talked to her doctor tonight?
I can't reach him. I keep getting his answering service. They say he's out of town. They're trying to reach him, but who can wait for that?
Mr. Alexander?
Yeah.
Bill Sutton on one with a side story on the victims of the fire.
I'm up, Mr. Alexander.
Mr. Hollister, have Sutton dictate his sidebar to you. Not just the notes, the whole story, ready to go into the paper.
Yes, sir.
Please, Mr. Alexander. I'm a foreman. I work in a plant. There are 100 men on my shift. I've got responsibilities. If something goes wrong, there's an emergency, I haven't got time to think. I have to act, move. And that's what this is. Move. Put the picture in the paper.
Suppose Helen comes home in the morning, she's safe and sound. Sees a picture in all the papers, huh? That could really drive her to the wall.
I'm a father. I'll have to take that chance.
Well, I can't take that chance, Mr. Fredericks. I've got to discuss it with Paul first. Charlie, get Mr. Graham at home.
You don't think Paul's at home? He loves that girl. He's out looking now, any place looking.
Hold it, Charlie.
So, please, let's not waste any more time.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fredericks. Newspapers don't work that way. We'd be running 100 pictures of runaway wives and husbands every day. Now, I got to talk it over with Paul. Yeah.
No. You keep it, please. Maybe you'll change your mind. I'll go home and wait at Paul's place. And maybe she'll call. Maybe...
Seen him, Mr. Graham. Well, it's just we spent so many New Year's Eves here together. You see, I thought you might have, Sorry. Yeah. Can we offer you a drink for old lang syne? No, thanks.
Hi, Mr. Graham.
Well,
Long time no see.
How are you, Maisie?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Maisie. I'll see you later, Sean.
the last take.
Waller, here's the rest of the sidebar on the fire victims.
That is a beautiful piece of writing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought Bill Sutton had it in him.
Bill Sutton can't write like this.
Mr. Hollister?
Oh, maybe it's the effect of that cold shower you gave him.
Look, Mr. Hollister, all Sutton did on that story was the legwork. You did the rest.
Oh, well, I admit I am a fair typist, but otherwise...
Waller, will you please put a byline on that story? By Ralph Hollister.
Of course. I didn't think of it. That's a nice job.
Oh, no. There's no reason.
Waller,
for all
that's
that
a two-star.
fuss.
Lock it up and let it roll.
Yo!
Mr. Hollister, that story was not the work of just any pet editor. Take off the mask.
Mm-hmm. Well, Nick, in my day, I did do a certain amount of regular rewrite.
Uh-huh. Where?
It was on the old New York Evening World. I got my start with a famous rewrite battery. I don't suppose you ever heard of them. Such men as George Buchanan Fife, Martin Green.
Lindsay Dennison? Irvin S. Cobb? Sure, I heard of them. They made newspaper history.
Oh.
How can you sit in a corner and do a pet column?
Well, I tried retiring. But to quote my favorite cliche, I simply cannot get the printer's ink out of my blood. At one time, I...
Why the big grin, Mr. Hollister?
Because I suddenly see a big news break coming up.
You do?
Slugged new lead girl. Turn around, Nick.
Honey, baby!
Well, don't think I've forgiven you.
I thought you went off to the party.
As an extra girl, too humiliating.
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you.
Evening's ruined anyhow. Where's all your staff? You fire him your first hour as city editor?
Must we talk shop? Say, if I told you how absolutely fascinating, how absolutely stunning,
No.
and furthermore, how completely adorable, and furthermore...
You talk.
Hey, Charlie, what do you got? What do you got there? The opposition's pants? Yes, sir. Waller!
Nick.
Yeah.
Waller, let's see how we stacked up against the competition.
No shop talk, you said.
A little ahead of us on the main first.
Just a couple of minor beats.
Nick, I
Cars
didn't
in an
come here to
automobile
listen to
accident?
Nick.
You identified the owner of the car.
Nick Alexander.
Honey, don't stand there like a tourist. Come here.
What?
Come here. Sit down. Read that. Then get on the phone. Call the Scarsdale General Hospital. See if they made any further identifications.
But I don't know what to...
You're a Smith girl, aren't you? You got a good education. Use it. Charlie, this girl's now on the staff. Give her a line.
Yes, sir. Oh, Mr. Alexander.
What else?
The TV News wants to know if there's any more news items for 11 o'clock news
A
broadcast.
couple of things. I'll bring them in myself. Well, read it. Read it.
Now, once again, our mobile unit turns its cameras on Broadway, the Great White Way, where crowds are already gathering for the city's traditional greeting of the New Year.
Many of those busy celebrants are merely hurrying along from one party to the next. But also, there are the lonely ones who come here because they have no other place to go, and so are drawn magnetically to the big town's main street, hoping there, among 500,000 strangers, to find an illusion of belonging, man and woman, young and old. Some of them eager for their moment in the spotlight.
Helen.
Others only shrinking back into the shells of their loneliness. And now let's take a few moments as our cameras look into the faces of this sea of celebrating humanity.
Charlie, ring O'Donnell in the press room at police headquarters. Right.
I couldn't find Helen. Sorry I lost up your evening.
Don't worry about that. I couldn't get to my girl, so she came here. Listen, why don't you go in the photo department, have a cup of coffee, relax for a while, huh?
With Helen on my mind?
Well, look, your father-in-law was just here, and he went back to your place. If we hear anything, we'll call you, huh? Now, come on in, have a cup of coffee. Come on.
All right, I could use a little coffee. Thanks.
Mr. Alexander.
Yes, I'll hold on, thank you.
I got Mr. Granger on, too.
I see. Good. No, I think you're handling Paul just right. Well, I'm sorry you're still stuck with the city desk, but... Well, as long as you've got your date there, Nick.
Mark, you said you were rushing in to relieve me.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry about that, Nick, but you see, my car broke down in the blizzard.
Oh, no.
Oh, I managed to inch it along to a garage. They're working on it right now.
you having any special problems at the desk? Any snags?
Well, I got the second edition out with string and bobby pins. But for the final edition, Mark, we're going to need a real pro around here, not just a practice pitcher like me. Mark, you got to get back to the final.
I'll do my best, Nick.
Don't say that.
Happy New Year.
Where are you? Where are you phoning from?
Many of them, Nick.
Mark! Mark, you can't do this to me.
Mr. Alexander?
Yeah. Thanks for getting here so fast.
This is Patrolman Willis. I'm Sergeant Valley.
Good to meet you.
Any further word on the lady?
No, not a thing.
Well, anytime Mr. Graham is ready to go.
I'm going to have to do some groundwork. Give me a second. Oh?
Anything new?
No, but I want you to listen now before you start slugging.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Well, tonight on the 11 o'clock news telecast, I caught a glimpse of Helen in the crowds at Times Square.
What? In Times Square?
Wait a minute.
Why didn't you tell me that, Nick? You should have told me that. I've got to find her.
Wait a minute. O'Donnell got you some help. They're going to ride you around in a patrol car, see if you can find her.
Nick, who gave you the authority to put in a police alarm?
It's not an alarm, Paul. It won't even go down on a police blotter. There won't be any publicity at all. Now, you know that as well as I do. The police do it all the time.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Come on, they're waiting. Paul, this is Sergeant Vallon. He's going to take care of you.
Hello, sir. Mr. Graham, patrol car's in front. We'll try to do everything we can to help you.
All right.
Yes, it is terrible. Thank you. Nick.
Yeah, what is it, honey?
It's about that Scarsdale auto accident. 3 of the boys have died. And 2 are in the hospital. Nick. They were on their way to a party.
Yeah, I know. Statistics of every holiday. Did you get all the names and addresses?
Oh, yeah. They were all positively identified. 3 of the boys who died, 2 of them were from Scarsdale, and this one was from New York.
John Tiber, Jr. He's a judge by that name. Charlie, look at our phone file. See if we have a home number for a federal judge. His name is John Tiber. If so, get him, okay? Yes, sir.
Nick, call just came in. That wasn't Rocky Roll beaten up. Another guest at the same party.
Let's have a pager copy.
Yes, sir.
Pete.
Yes, sir.
Kill the budget story on page 3 for 2 must items to come, huh?
Right.
Mr. Alexander, I got the judge on the phone on line 2.
Judge Tiber? This is Nick Alexander at the Bulletin. I'm sorry to be bothering you like this, sir, but we were informed tonight here at the Bulletin that John Tiber, Jr., you ever son that name? Yes. And what is his age? Well, sir, the reason we're asking... Well, sir, I'm sorry to bring you this news, but there was an accident tonight in Scarsdale. An automobile accident. Your son was in it. And, no, sir, worse than that, he was killed. Yes, sir, the identification was positive. County hospital, sir, yeah. That's all I know. I'm very sorry, Judge. Very sorry. Mr. Hollister.
Yes, sir?
Here are my notes and Miss Rockwell's, if you can read them. Would you, please rewrite the story for the last edition? Slug it, sub-auto wax.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you darling. Oh, how wonderful.
Well, since you couldn't make it to the party, chap.
We decided to bring a bit of the party to you. That's grand. Oh, Nick, I'd like you to meet Lady Iris.
Lady Iris?
And Sir Robert Tudor.
Sir Robert,
Nick
nice to
Alexander.
see you, sir.
Well, let's not waste time on formality. It'll be midnight in just 1 moment.
Oh, we must start pouring the champagne. Just say where.
Well, the Captain's Bridge, I guess. The city jazz. Right.